Brazil. This is the place where the championships get decided these days. The last two world champions, Kimi Raikkonen and Fernando Alonso, both clinched their titles here. And today, either Lewis Hamilton or Felipe Massa will join them in that elite group. So the 2008 Formula One World Championship will be decided here, right now. Massa on the left, Trulli on the right. Look out for Hamilton on the pit wall side. It's a cautious getaway from Hamilton. He's running down. Raikkonen is in front of him, and you can see that Alonso has not been able to make ground on him. Vettel isn't going to take any chances. Kovalainen nursemates his teammate through, and then shuts the door on Vettel, and Hamilton is safely through turn one. Massa is away and clear.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Racing Pass. My name is Freddie and here we are at the infamous Brazilian Grand Prix of 2008. That fateful day if you are a Brazilian or a Ferrari fan, I suppose, even though they did win the title that year. And was that the last time they won a Constructors' title? Surely not, can't be. But anyway, obviously that was the day that, of course, David Coulthard retired from Formula One. As well as, I think, Hamilton won the championship because of block on the final corner. But apart from that, not much else happened in that race. So we're going to try our best to recreate what happened, although we're starting out in the dry. The race did start in the wet and it was delayed, but we're going to look at the dynamic weather that's been updated and introduced. So we're going to start off dry and it's going to slowly make its way a bit wetter, and we'll see how we react, how the AI react, what tyres decide to put on. I'm sure there'll be a pit stop. Once again, it's a 20-minute race. So it's a nice short sprint, and we'll see how far we get up the field. Once again, it started us second to last like it did in our previous video. So we're going to try and make our way as the car gets all out of shape in front of us. We're going to try the undercut, or just go around the outside, in fact. A lot more grip out there, and we are through. Up to P18, which is nice. This car shows us what position we're in, as opposed to the R26 that we were in for the previous video. This is now the R28, and the one final remaining Renault Formula 1 car, which will be the R25 for the next video. So yes, I've never really delved into the dynamic weather for AMS2, so I'm interested to see how that goes, as well as not actually having driven in the rain in this game. So we'll see how that goes. It'll be as much as an adventure for myself as it is for you. So see if we can get this pass made on these pack markers. I'm trying to work out what I'm going to assume that is trying to be the Honda with the weld on it. Was that 2008? And that's the only green and blue car I can really think of. Yeah, trying to, again, as we take a slight shortcut, try and remember what teams there were. Ferrari, Renault, the Toro Rosso then, still had Toyota at that point, Red Bull, of course, BMW Sauber, Williams, and Honda. And am I missing one? Oh, Force India, was that 2008 as well? And of course, us as Renault. It wasn't really a great year for Renault at all. After the last few years of being pretty dominant with Fernando against Schumacher and the Ferraris, as well as the McLarens. I don't know, they should have been there, but they just consistently had reliability issues up until this season, of course. Yeah, Renault was sort of nowhere really. I think because this was the last of... Oh, as we go off again, this was the last of the 18 race championship 2008, and I think Fernando finished in 5th in the championship behind, obviously, Lewis, Massa, Raikkonen, and Kubica finished 4th in that year, and Fernando finished 5th. And Renault themselves, they finished well off the points, behind Ferrari, McLaren, BMW Sauber. In 3rd place, had 135 points, and Renault had 80 points in 4th place, so it was a pretty dismal season. And was that Crashgate as well? Was that Singapore 2008? I feel like it was, wasn't it? I mean, they had nothing else to lose, so... and it clearly didn't help, because they still did terribly. Because it looks like the sky's clearing a bit. It is supposed to rain heavier. I put, you can put how many weather slots in. I put 3 in, so I assume it just divides it equally if it's a 20-minute race. I didn't really look into that actually, and I set my pit stop to, it will decide the tyres based on what the weather's doing. And thinking about it, as much as I went on about it in the other video about them, as we go for a triple overtake down the start-finish straight at Brazil, and we're going to try and make it stick. And there we go. I should really adjust the POV because I can't see my mirrors at all, and you just I hope they're not there at the apex. Yes, I was just thinking about it as I was talking about the weather, the fact that obviously we're going to be using different tyres, and as I explained in the previous video, and I'll probably go over the same stuff again, obviously they worked very hard with these generations of Formula 1 cars to include the tyre wars, which was Bridgestone versus Michelin. I cannot remember if 2008 it was just one tyre manufacturer, wasn't it? So as much as I'd like to show the dynamic with it and the tyre wall situation where the tyres have different characteristics like they did back in the noughties, this race will not show any of that because this year it didn't have that, so I've planned that well. But no, we still get to see how everything reacts. Interesting to see how the weather is going to materialise. In Santa Corsa it is actually done, I find, rather well, especially if you put it on like sort of patchy weather where the rain comes and goes, and there's a lot of fiddling to do with it, lots of settings you can go in, but once you got it right, it is very immersive and very good. So I'm interested to see how this does just out the box. So we've got another group of cars in front of us, and so I think I've got the difficulty on, I think they're 105%, which seems to be just the sweet spot for me. If I don't do anything silly, I do slowly catch up to the cars in front, but I am having to work for it, which is nice. It's funny, doing my 1966 sports car career mode in Assetto Corsa, trying to drive a GT40, which is like trying to persuade a heavyweight boxer out of a nightclub after he's had one too many. Driving these cars, it's like riding a flea. It's in a storm. They're just, you can just point them where you want to go, unless you completely miss the racing line and go off wide. Perfect example of that, especially the R26 and R25 from 2005 and 2006. Those cars simply off once again. yeah, those cars, you can just point and shoot and move on to braking at last second, and they are just so... I always have that image of Schumacher at Magnacourt in France when he won his... it was either his 5th or 6th title, and like when he sort of, I don't know, he just moves the wheel so aggressively and like sort of wiggles the car down the start finish straight, and just like light, and you could just chuck those cars around and they just responded so well. And then you've got all these very heavy F1 cars that are, I don't know, I'm not gonna lie, I've tried watching the season. It comes across to me as, oh, we've got a car going backwards there. To actually place it for us. It comes across to me as, it's the same reaction I get when I go onto social media and you just see all that AI slop that comes up, and it's just all fake and it's all rubbish, and it just is just gonna turn our brains into mush, and it's just, you could just tell immediately it's just not real. And I'm just trying to watch it, and it's just, you know, always what our teammate going to the pits already. Oh, there's a little bit of water there. I can't see any rain drops. Okay. Yeah, with all the clipping and then like all these artificial overtakes, I'm just looking at it and it just doesn't, my brain's just like, it's not real. It's but anyway, enough of that. We're back in 2008, that's all that matters. Yeah, I can't really see, I can't really see where this rain's come from. But the track is certainly wet. There's a little bit of spray on the start finish, and it definitely looks shiny. It's again, that curve really drags you off into the grass. Although perhaps I should just learn. Maybe. I'm definitely struggling to find grip. Let's see what these cars do. They look like they're going to pit. I think we should too. Oh, okay. I was going to say, I swear the speed limit line wasn't that far back, but okay. Oh, we made up a couple of positions there. I was like, some cars already leaving the pit, so we're definitely ways back. And he's overtaking me in the pit lane, okay. So it's just tyres we're doing, and apparently he's doing some repairs as well. Oh, he's going slowly. Okay, well, I think we'll just go for it. That's up to P12. I suppose we should shoot for a top 10. Well, it's definitely getting very wet out there now, and that's definitely the right choice of tyre. It's definitely rain on the car now. Oh, did I see a little bit, perhaps? The reflections and doing something weird there. That could just be my graphics. I'm running a very old system, so that is entirely not quite representative of a modern sister. Okay, so it's not as wet there, and then it suddenly is torrential downpour at this side of the circuit. Okay, we're going to take it nice and easy. We are still using ABS and traction control because I am not that good. It's as simple as that. And I tend to have it as the setting from factory, so if the cars have it, then I'll probably use it. But as I touched upon in the previous video, it's quite exciting to have these years of Formula 1 car, because having grown up basically only really playing Formula 1 games, in fact I have them to the side of me, like I said before, I have Formula 1 on the PS1 from 96 up until 99, and then it changed to PS2, which would have been Career Challenge and Championship Season 2000, and they were EA and I can't remember, EA was up to a certain point, wasn't it? I remember playing 2003, I think was the game I played the most. But then the PS2 games only went up to 2006. And then we didn't have F1 games until 2010 with Codemasters, unless you count the 2009 one on the Wii and PSP. Which I've just bought a PSP. As you, like I said in the last video, I just had my appendix out, so you like to do a... you like to spend money because you're feeling sorry for yourself, and I thought, well, I've never had a PSP, and I've always liked the idea of one of those handheld consoles going back in time as we were getting all out of shape. Yes, the traction control tries to have a buff, but I shouldn't be so heavy-footed. Yeah, so I've got a PSP coming, and I'm obviously going to buy a load of racing games for that and see how they play. I think Burnout... Is it Burnout Legends, I think? I think there's one that is just like a sort of ported version of Burnout 3 Takedown, if I remember correctly. I'm quite excited for that, because it's one of my favourite arcade races. But anyway, beside the point, this is my generation, and like I said in the last video, I'm pretty sure the guys at Reza doing AMS2 are my age, because they are just doing content that, for me, it feels like, honestly. And certainly they must have all grown up playing the F1 games on PS2 or Xbox or whatever your console of choice was back then. But yeah, we never got 2007, 2008 or 2009 in Asterix game, which arguably were the closest seasons out of all the seasons. we never got any games for them. And then the Codemasters ones from 2010 till 2013 were fantastic, and I'd love to do a like the F1 Career Challenge in 2000, where it was from 99 to 2002, I think. Yeah, I'd love to do a career challenge like that from 2010 to 2013. Because those were fantastic games on the 360. So yeah, so they can do more updates and DLCs and stuff to do around like 2007, 2009. It's what we're missing really from back then. So it really does fill a void, and yeah, I mean, it's been done so many times across YouTube, the old, you know, career challenge and all the F1 games and stuff, but obviously they've just used modded versions of either older games or newer games. And yeah, it's great to see that being filled. So I'm very excited for all of these. I'm pretty sure this is just a start for the F1 stuff for Reza, getting a Renault license. Again, in the update log, there was something about licensing issues, and I have heard talk that I think it's McLaren that they're trying to get some cars for as well, so hopefully we'll get to see Lewis's car. Maybe I should have saved Brazil 2008 for when they release, if they are going to release Lewis's F1 car for this year. It might not be that car, it might be a different one. But I'll be more than happy to do this again at hopefully a longer distance. I say 20 minutes for me is just fine after having my appendix removed, and also it's quite hot, so I am working up a good sweat. Hopefully we can try and take this last position before the time runs out. I cannot see anything. I do believe this will be the last lap. They're all over the back of him, in fact into the back of him. Whatever that car's pretending to be, it was mostly black and blue, so it could be the Williams. That was mostly like a dark blue, wasn't it? Really cannot see anything in this spray, and it definitely is spray. So yeah, so as we get the move done, we're going to show him the exit on the outside of the corner there. Lovely stuff. It'd be nice to take these next two places. Hopefully one's Glock and he'll let us through. Unfortunately we're not. No, we're going to struggle up the hill. Struggling still. No, well, it looks like P11 for us, not quite a top 10. Maybe I should start a little bit higher up. My next race. But there we go. That was the 20 minutes of the 2008 Brazilian Grand Prix in the RB28. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. Remember, take a look at the update, take a look at the DLCs on AMS2. You're going to have a blast with it. But until then, take care, and I'll catch you next time.